right, welcome to Your Time, Your Money, the show where your time is just as valuable as your money, and we know that. We appreciate you tuning in and watching our episodes, which is always great. This episode actually came from a suggestion. I want to do a little shout out before we get started to our youngest viewer, Cameron Fisher, who happens to be in sixth grade, who tunes into our episodes and really likes our show. So I want a little shout out to Cameron there. But I wanted to get started today with something called stock certificates. And I really think it's important that people understand, even though we're in a digital world, that a lot of times you'll inherit or come across, maybe from your parents or grandparents, individual stock certificates. For the younger crowd who may not know what they look like, I pulled one here from one of my coworkers' walls. Share certificates were the common issue for stock securities back in the day. A lot of grandparents or parents may still have these kicking around in their safe, safety deposit box, fire safe, whatever it might be in the house. But they don't understand some of the complications when you pass away that you leave the beneficiary with in order to re-register it in their name, dispose of the shares, cash them in, or transfer them to another type of investment vehicle. So I wanted to go over that today. So first off, if you do find a share certificate, first thing you want to see is if it actually has value. And if you're on your own and you're not working with a broker, an advisor, it can be pretty tedious to find out if it's still in force, because companies change names, they merge, they get acquired over the years. And on the back of a share certificate is kind of the starting point for your detective kind of search, so to speak. And you're looking for a transfer agent. And that transfer agent is the person that is responsible for those shares of that certificate. Now, what most people don't realize is transfer agents change over the years. So if you have a certificate from 1940, it may have went through 3, 4, 5, or 6 different transfer agents, and some of those transfer agents may not even be in business anymore. So it's much easier for an advisor or a brokerage group a lot of times to do that research for you. And it's less time consuming, a little bit more convenient as well. But once you find that transfer agent, then you have to provide them supporting or qualifying documents. So you need to show that you're the beneficiary. Most of those share certificates you'll find will not have beneficiaries on them. Very few people that I find put transfer on death on their share certificates. Maybe it's a joint certificate with a husband and wife, but you now have them because it was your mom and dad and they've both passed away. Or your grandparents and they both passed away, which complicates it a little bit more. But those supporting documents you have to send to the transfer agent, will it include a death certificate, maybe something from the court called a letter of testamentary or letters of administration, they may have to go through that process of probate. So, if that's the case, you may not be able to get the value of those certificates for 3, 6 months, even a year, depending on how long that process takes. Once you have those supporting documents, you find the transfer agent, you get all those documents together, you have to send the physical share certificates and those documents to the transfer agent. Now, at that point, it's a waiting game. They're going to give you notice that they received the documents. They're going to let you know whether they were in good order and that they can move forward with re-registering and processing those transactions. Or if you missed something and perhaps you forgot to send something in or it wasn't enough documentation for them, they may request more documentation, which could take even longer. But once they have that and they re-register that at that point into your name as the owner of it, then you can sell it, hold it, transfer, or whatever it might be. So that whole process is pretty tedious. So if you do happen to come across share certificates, stock certificates of companies, one of the best things you can do is reach out to an advisor or broker. The Esley Group is here to help you. You can reach us at 43 British American Boulevard in Latham, New York, 12110. As always, you can call us at 844-444-YTYM for Your Time, Your Money. Feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, whether it's Spotify, Google Play, or YouTube as well. And we look forward to our next episode where we can educate you a little bit more on some other investment choices. Thank you.